Which of those four is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
After the release of the new Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, the noise around this case went from whispers to full-blown sirens. According to what's being pushed out, evidence suggests Diddy allegedly offered $1 million to nearly 40 gang members at an event, all tied to a plan aimed at Tupac. That claim alone was loud enough to get the Las Vegas police locked in, with officials reportedly acknowledging the documentary and the never-before-heard details it brought to light. The streets say this wasn't just talk, because law enforcement allegedly took notes on the claims involving that $1 million offer. Now sources are buzzing, saying charges could be coming, and that possibility has the whole industry watching closely. This moment lines up exactly with what 50 Cent has been pushing for years.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? You saw that clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist to try to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy shit in my mind for no reason. No reason. Oh wait, maybe I said it to my boyfriend because he got Tupac killed.
Long before the documentary dropped, he publicly called Diddy out, saying he didn't mess with him because he believed Diddy had Tupac hit, and he didn't walk that statement back. What's wild is that Vegas authorities were already looking into Diddy before this doc even aired, and some of the evidence is being described as disturbing. Things reportedly trace back to November 18, 1995, when Tupac was photographed with Sarah Chapman, who was known as Diddy's dream girl. Once Diddy found out she and Tupac were together, jealousy allegedly kicked in hard. Add Tupac's rapid rise in the 90s, his spotlight getting brighter by the day, and people say Diddy couldn't stand being outshined. Tupac himself later claimed Diddy was involved in the first attempt on his life.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that made this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
And that accusation still echoes loudly today. When the first attempt didn't work, the pressure didn't stop. It reportedly doubled down. During the Diddy trial, explosive claims started surfacing and they hit hard. A former cop stepped forward saying Diddy allegedly put a $1 million price on Tupac, and from there, everything spiraled fast. The story goes that Suge didn't sit quiet either, with retaliation allegedly leading to Biggie being taken out.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Names kept popping up, and suddenly Keith D was back in the spotlight, accused of being hired alongside his crew to handle Tupac after that alleged payment. What really makes heads spin is that Keith D was questioned years ago about Tupac's passing, and during that interrogation, he straight up claimed they met with Diddy directly over the hit. That alone had people asking why federal investigators never pushed deeper back then. As rumors heated up, Diddy jumped on the Breakfast Club, and when the question came up, the mood flipped instantly. He tried to shut the whole topic down fast, and the tension was impossible to miss.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Now fast forward, and new legal filings reportedly mentioned Diddy 77 times, reopening serious questions about his alleged role. Keith D, who is said to have coordinated the move, claimed it was done because it was Diddy's wish, and that statement shook everything. Even writers close to Tupac's story have said he wasn't built for real street wars, saying he was playing a role that turned dangerously real. Digging deeper now suggests Diddy didn't move alone, and as the reinvestigation unfolds, new names keep surfacing.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause if fucked up a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that shit happen. Probably to God. I feel they should, you know, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. It never happened, dude.
One of the biggest names pulled back into the spotlight is Suge Knight, and that revelation is turning the whole narrative upside down. Once Suge's name enters the picture, the whole timeline starts feeling way deeper, especially when people bring up a leaked lyric from an unreleased Eminem song from 2003. That line made fans rewind history fast because it sounded like Eminem already believed Suge was connected to both the Notorious Big and Tupac Shakur. Now, with Diddy also being mentioned in new conversations, people started speculating that more than one powerful figure could have been involved, possibly working angles together while keeping their hands clean by pushing attention elsewhere.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
That theory lines up with what Detective Russell Poole suspected during the investigation. He believed Suge arranged Tupac's passing before Pac could exit the label, then steered blame toward the rival Blue Street side to confuse investigators. That immediately raised eyebrows because it begged one big question: who was the most famous Blue member that could realistically take the fall? That's when Snoop Dogg entered the conversation.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car, with.
He was one of the most recognizable names tied to that side, and years later, his own podcast revealed how close he was to everything happening around that time. Reports say Snoop was supposed to be with Tupac that night, but wasn't, due to an argument shortly before. With all of this happening within 72 hours of Tupac's passing, police reportedly grew curious about Snoop's movements and connections, especially given how deeply tied he was to the streets back then.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
Some people even speculate Snoop may have heard rumors about a $1 million offer floating around and chose to distance himself for safety. Whether coincidence or calculated timing, that gap in the story keeps people talking, because the pieces don't sit quietly, they clash loudly. That argument between Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg clearly went way past a simple disagreement, because Snoop later claimed Tupac completely turned against him. That fallout alone added another layer of tension to an already explosive situation. But what really sent chills through the courtroom came later, when physical evidence and testimony from the Diddy trial brought the final hours into sharp focus, especially when Keith D described how Tupac was taken out.
Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson at the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and two of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino.
On September 7, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas alongside Suge Knight, and the night started out flashy. They hit the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson fight surrounded by a full entourage. Once the match ended, everything flipped fast. Tupac spotted Orlando Anderson, also known as Baby Lane, in the lobby, and tensions exploded into a physical confrontation. According to statements later shared, this wasn't random. Keith D admitted years later to Greg Kading during a protected proffer that the clash was retaliation for Tupac jumping Orlando at the casino. Surveillance footage reportedly showed Tupac was heated, still angry over a necklace Baby Lane allegedly took from him years earlier in Compton. Security rushed in, broke things up, and Tupac and Suge quickly exited the casino, but the damage was already done. Afterward, Tupac and Suge returned to the hotel to change for the night, while Baby Lane contacted his crew to let them know what went down at the MGM Grand. Baby Lane was running with the same crew as Keith D, and with everyone already aware of the rumored $1 million bounty, the altercation made the moment feel perfect in their eyes. The streets say timing, anger, and opportunity collided, and that collision changed hip-hop forever.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keith D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
Once Tupac Shakur was ready, he and Suge Knight hopped into the black BMW, heading out toward the club like it was just another Vegas night, but the streets were already moving. Word had spread about Tupac's appearance at Club 662, and that information didn't sit quietly. Keith D, along with Orlando Anderson, better known as Baby Lane, and others, jumped into a white Cadillac and started cruising the strip, actively searching for Tupac's convoy. It didn't take long before they spotted the BMW at the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane. The white Cadillac pulled up right next to the BMW, Suge behind the wheel and Tupac riding shotgun. In seconds, the back window rolled down, and Tupac was struck multiple times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and once in the thigh. The entire moment unfolded in the middle of the street, fast and chaotic. At first, federal investigators had no clear suspect, but they knew something wasn't adding up with Keith D. Years later, in 2019, Keith D would finally speak out, explaining how the Cadillac pulled up alongside Tupac that night.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was going to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
He claimed everything happened quickly and suggested Tupac was reaching for a firearm, though that part has never been confirmed. Some see that claim as an attempt to frame the moment as self-defense, while others believe only Keith D truly knows what happened inside that car. What's often overlooked is that Keith D wasn't the one who fired the shots. According to accounts, it was Baby Lane who carried out the attack while riding in the same vehicle.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got to reaching, I got to ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
Even more puzzling, police questioned Keith D the very night of the incident, clearly sensing his involvement, yet they never fully pieced the case together to charge Baby Lane. That gap in the investigation still raises serious questions because the truth was circling the scene but never fully locked in.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be a in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Matulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
If you're wondering why Orlando Anderson, better known as Baby Lane, was never charged, the answer is grim. He passed away in a separate street incident just 2 years later. And with that, a major piece of the puzzle disappeared forever. But while Baby Lane is gone, investigators later focused on the emotional aftermath, especially Keith D's present-day reactions to Tupac Shakur's passing, where he reportedly showed signs of regret that weren't there before.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge's head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre?
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
Even so, the deeper you dig into the evidence files, the stranger things start to look. One detail people still debate is that Tupac didn't pass at the scene. He was rushed to the hospital and reportedly passed days later, and that gap alone has fueled nonstop questions. Over the years, some have pushed the idea that Tupac could still be alive, and while that sounds wild, it's rooted in how unusual the official timeline feels to many. Former officers even claim Tupac was playing a role in the industry, suggesting he was positioned to help cool tensions between rival street factions, not ignite them. What makes this hit harder is that the plan allegedly worked at first. Tupac and the Notorious Big were close before the first attempt on Tupac's life, which some sources still connect to Diddy. After that moment, everything spiraled, street rivalries exploded, and the situation snowballed until the night Tupac was taken out.
That's Pac, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
Here's where things get even more unsettling. Suge Knight, who was sitting in the car with Tupac that night, has repeatedly claimed Tupac is still alive, and those statements refuse to fade away. Adding fuel to that fire is a 2010 interview with a rapper named Trey, a close friend of Tupac.
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question.
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man.
We good.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They left.
During the interview, everything seemed normal until the camera went down and the reporter casually asked Trey when the last time he saw Tupac was. What shocked viewers is that Trey answered naturally, without questioning why anyone would ask that 14 years after Tupac's reported passing. Just weeks after that clip surfaced, a website dropped footage claiming to show Tupac living quietly in Cuba. That sparked the Tupac in Cuba theory. And while many brushed it off, Suge Knight later added gasoline to the fire by claiming Tupac was alive and alert in the hospital. Whether truth or myth, these details refuse to stay buried, and they keep this story alive just as loudly as ever. As Suge Knight himself has said, and these are his words, this whole situation makes people seriously question whether Tupac Shakur ever truly passed. Suge was one of the closest people to Tupac, and by his account, he was checking on him regularly at the hospital after the shooting. That alone keeps the conversation alive because Suge has consistently said Tupac was recovering and alert, not fading away. When you add in claims that Tupac was placed in the industry with a specific purpose, to help calm tensions and push peace in the streets, the theory takes on a whole new shape. Some believe that once the situation became too dangerous, whoever was managing Tupac's role decided the safest move was to pull him out completely and stage his passing at the hospital. What stands out is that Suge hasn't switched his story over the years. Across multiple interviews, he stayed firm, repeating the same details without flipping the narrative. Things turned darker after Suge spoke openly. Not long after one interview, he was targeted at a club where someone reportedly fired multiple shots in his direction. That incident reportedly made Suge hesitant to speak with police, believing the attack was connected to him saying Tupac was still alive. Then Suge's son entered the picture and the internet went wild. While some dismissed it as attention-seeking, others paid close attention. In 2018, he posted on Instagram claiming Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia. Days later, he followed up with screenshots of alleged text conversations and posts suggesting he feared for his safety. He even shared images showing Tupac alongside modern stars like 50 Cent and Beyonce, making it seem like someone was watching closely after those posts dropped. Whether people believe it or not, the story refuses to die, and the names involved are too big to ignore. If you want more deep dives like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and stay locked in, because stories like this don't just disappear, they resurface louder every time.